Welcome to the Two Sides. Woo! Yeah.
How are you today, guys? Very good.
Great.
Wow, it's look like today's speaker is very excited.
Yeah, right. Before we start, let's introduce ourselves. First, my name is Lolita Panjaitan, but I'm often called Feli. I'm an active student at Universitas Negeri Manado in 5th semester of English Literature Study Program. This time, I act as one of the hosts who will guide you in today's conversation.
And my name, Cherry Londang. I'm currently an active student in the 5th semester taking the English Literature Study Program. I am here accompanying my friend Feli to be a host to guide you in a conversation that will discuss the various culture that exist in Japan.
Wow!
Today we have special guests, two of our college friends,
Jang,
Jang Jang Jang, Faye and Delon. Give applause.
Yes. Hello, guys. Please introduce yourself, guys.
Hello guys, let me introduce myself. My name is Delon Maramis, usually called Delon, currently an active student of Universitas Negeri Manado, 5th semester of English Literature Study Program, like Fabe.
And my name is Febe Mewengkang, commonly called Faye. I'm active student of Universitas Negeri Manado, 5th semester of English Literature Study Program. The current discussion is very interesting because it is very much related to the program that I'm currently participating in, namely an internship to Japan. You are an English literature student. How come you can stray into an internship program to Japan?
How is that done?
So, Universitas Negeri Manado now has an internship program to Japan organized by the Japanese Language Education Department.
That's cool. How do you want to join, Feli?
Yeah, sure. Let's go. Well, were you talking about internship in Japan?
Sorry guys. How about we continue with our first topic? Let's go.
Okay, today's podcast will explore Japanese culture from ancient tradition that still thrive today to pop culture that is very global.
Yeah, that's right, Feli. There are three main topics that we will discuss this time. First, harmony between tradition and modernity. Two, Japan's cuisine as a representation of culture. And number three, the global influence of Japan's pop culture on the younger generation.
Yeah, let's get started.
Let's go!
Okay, as we know, Japan is a country rich in culture. Like our country, Indonesia, we have traditional clothes, kebaya. If in Japan, kimono and yukata. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Japanese culture is really cool because they're really good at combining ancient tradition with modern trends. Imagine from super quiet tea ceremony to advanced technology like robot and anime, everything is in Japan. They keep their heritage, but they don't go out of style. This combination makes Japan not only unique but also relevant and inspiring for many people around the world. That's why Japan is often a dream destination for many people.
I have question. Are there any traditions that are still practiced today and characterize the country of Japan? Maybe this question is addressed first to Dylan.
So in Japan, there is a tradition of drinking tea. This tradition is not just drinking ordinary tea.
Oh, wow. Well, what makes this tradition different from regular tea drinking?
Maybe what we often find, drinking tea is a common thing. When we go to a friend's house or to the house of the person we are visiting, they often brew tea as a formality in entertaining guests. But in Japan, they have a special tradition called chanoyu or sado. It's a Japanese tea ceremony tradition where matcha powdered green tea is served in a very careful and organized way. The ceremony is not just about drinking tea, but also teach values such as simplicity, mutual respect, and tranquility. Every moment is done with great care to create a calm and harmonious atmosphere. In addition, Chanoyu also reflects a way of life that values simple moments and good relationship
Yes.
with nature and others.
Yes, yes.
It is a tea tradition that has its own rules and manners.
Okay, I understand. Wow.
Well, it's not as easy as we usually brew tea, which only uses hot water and tea bags that we buy at the supermarket.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Okay, to end the first topic, I have a question for Faye. What keeps Japanese tradition alive in the modern era?
Okay. So, Japan has a long, complex history, and for centuries, they were relatively isolated from the outside world. This created conditions that allow traditional Japanese culture to develop and survive without much outside influence.
Oh, I see.
In Japan, there was the Edo period, which occurred in the years 1603 to 1868. This period is known as the Age of Isolation, where Japan limits contact with the outside world.
So, there was some kind of government policy made during that period?
That's right. This policy known as Sakoku aimed to protect Japanese culture and internal stability.
Wow, what an interesting story.
Yes, it is. So when the Sakoku policy was implemented, Japanese citizens were banned from traveling abroad and foreigners were banned from entering most of Japan.
Wow. Similar to North Korea's policy, that's right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, right. So in those days, trade was only allowed with a few specific countries, such as the Netherlands and China, and in limited place.
So, what do you think, Delon? What keeps Japanese tradition alive in the modern era?
Well, as Faye has explained about the policies of the past, which have a good impact on the preservation of traditions in Japan, not only that, but the education system there. The Japanese education system is designed to instill cultural values and traditions into the younger generation. Through a structured curriculum, traditional ceremonies, and the important role of teachers, their education system ensures that their culture is preserved and passed on to the next generation.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The role of the government too?
Yes, the Japanese government is active in supporting and preserving their traditional culture through programs and policies. Japanese people have a strong sense of pride in their culture, and they strive to preserve it.
I agree. As a government, they should take an active role in preserving Japanese culture so that in the next generation, Japanese tradition and culture will be preserved.
Okay, next topic, Japanese cuisine as a representation of culture.
Let's go straight to topic 2.
Let's go!
I have a question for Faye. How can the cuisine in Japan represent the culture there?
Okay, Japanese cuisine is more than just food. It reflects the values, tradition, and philosophies of Japanese culture. Each dish has a meaning and a way of serving that shows attention to detail, simplicity, and harmony with nature, which are important values in Japan culture. That is the reason why Japanese cuisine is recognized internationally.
Well, it's complicated too.
But that's the hallmark of Japan.
Yeah, totally agree.
Well, I also have an experience at the time I ate at a Japanese restaurant. At the time, after being served, I stepped chopstick in the sushi directly. And my friend immediately said, "That's not the way to eat, you're wrong."
Yeah.
Of course. Yes, I know. Then I was surprised that there was a way to eat, especially if we use chopstick.
Yeah.
In Japanese culture, it's considered rude because it's like sticking incense to pray for the dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I see. It turns out we just know this guy.
yeah.
So guys, the presentation of Japanese food is very important because it not only pays attention to the taste, but also the appearance and the way it is served.
And in Japanese culture, the shape, color, and arrangement of food is the considered an expression of art. It shows respect for the guest as well as nature
Yeah.
and creates a harmonious and thoughtful dining experience. Neat and beautiful presentation, such as in bento or kaiseki, reflect the importance of balance and harmony in life.
Yeah, right, guys. So from now on, don't carelessly apply the way on eating culture to the culture of other countries.
Yes, agree. Pay more attention to the manners in eating Japanese food. Come on, Cheryl. When we eat sushi again, but the way to eat is good and right.
Before we eat sushi, let's get to the last topic first. Sorry.
Go. Well, it doesn't feel like it, Cheryl. We're already at the end of the conversation.
Yeah, that's right, Fel. Let's go straight to the last topic, which is the global influence of Japan's pop culture on the younger generation.
Yay, let's go.
Let's go, guys.
With the development of technology and social media, Japanese pop culture such as anime, manga, J-pop music, and fashion has spread all over the world, including to the younger generation.
I have a question for Delon. What makes Japanese pop culture so prominent in the world?
I think the reason why Japanese pop culture is so famous internationally is because every work they create often connects to their culture and history, which we often encounter in anime, manga, music, and fashion.
Ah, are there any anime that you watch that really showcases
Yeah.
Japanese culture?
One of the anime that I watched that really showcases Japanese culture is anime Barakamon in 2014. In this anime, it introduced one of the traditional Japanese arts, calligraphy. Calligraphy in Japan is commonly called shodo. Shodo is a Japanese art that has developed for hundreds of years.
Wow, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
I agree. How about you, Faye?
Briefly, there are many anime that I watch, but there is one that emphasizes Japanese culture, one of which is Be Happy Marriage, which combines Japanese culture, which shows a lot of clothes, play, and situation in the Japanese era, and supernatural or action.
Well, since the conversation start discussing anime, I have also watched the anime Naruto, guys.
Wow, the legendary anime when I was a kid.
Naruto takes elements from Japan's ninja history, such as the art of disguise, reconnaissance, and comfort combat. The values of friendship, honor, and sacrifice are also central to Japan's culture and are reflected in the relationship between characters.
Yes, Naruto was a one of the anime I like to watch on television when I was a kid.
Company
my childhood.
Yeah.
Last question for Faye. How has Japanese pop culture influenced the global youth?
Anime and manga have become a global phenomena, forming a large community of fans. They are often inspired to learn Japanese or understanding Japanese culture more deeply.
Japanese fashion trends such as Harajuku and Japanese streetwear inspire the style of young people in different countries. In terms of ink, The younger generation often adopts elements such as kawaii accessories or anime character hairstyles.
Totally agree. It's often seen, isn't it? A lot of young people nowadays love to follow Japanese culture styles as an inspiration in this era.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, Cheryl. To summarize, Japanese pop culture has managed to create a strong connection with global youth due to its blend of unique creativity and relevance to modern lifestyles.
Yes, that's right. Wow, what an interesting conversation we've had. From Japan's meaningful tradition to the huge influence of their pop culture on the world. Before we end, do you have a final message for our listener, guys?
As an easy generation, we should never forget the culture of our homeland.
Right.
I think I also agree with Faber. Even though we love Japanese culture, we should not forget our identity as Indonesian citizens who have
right.
an
Yes.
obligation to preserve and develop the culture in Indonesia.
Yes, it's true, guys.
So, thank you for Faye and Delon
Yeah,
for your time
Thank
and
you,
knowledge
guys.
of Japanese culture today. For our listeners, don't forget to keep learning about world cultures because from there we can appreciate diversity more. See you in the next episode.
Goodbye,